Hey guys, it's Mike from Lumin Lights here, and just wanted to show you something new we have here. These are custom cases for our Ogre Bar, battery-operated Ogre Bars, and we have 10 lights in a case. This is a custom case built for a customer who specifically wanted 10 lights in a case, and here's another case with it open so you can see everything. We have Velcro straps for a small hardware control, which the customer requested. And then here we have our 10 Ogre Bars. And you'll see on the end there's the charging station where we have everything plugged in. The Ogres are showing their indicator lights. So again, custom case for our Ogre Bar battery operated LED lights. And we'll be doing a tutorial on this in just a second. How you doing, everybody? This is the Ogre Bar, or we should call this the Power Ogre Bar 8. It's an 8-section Ogre Bar, similar to our wired Ogre Bar. A few subtle differences. I'm going to go over how to control this in standalone mode, as well as in DMX mode, and we'll be using one of our wireless DMX stick controllers with our little dongle box connected up to Freestyler to show you the wireless capabilities. But let's go over the features of the light. This is 252 red, green, and blue LEDs. We have power through, so this will be the power out. This is your main power switch to turn the light on and off. Further down you have the wireless switch to turn wireless DMX on or off, depending how you want to use the light. This is your removable DMX antenna. Your LCD display. Your microphone for sound active mode. DMX in, DMX out, and a power socket in if you ever need to power this off a line cord or when you're charging it up in the charging case. So let's go over some of the main features in standalone mode, which would be without controlling it via DMX. So let's turn on the light. And let's look right here at the LCD display. Let's just get a little tight on this shot right here for you. So let's go through the menus. If you press, you've got a menu button, up, down, and enter. Pretty much it's identical to our park hands and many of our other lights. The functions are pretty much the same as well. We start off with address. This is where you would set your DMX address. Use the up and down arrow keys to set your address. Once you've set it, I'm on 48, hit enter, enter 2 times to set the address. Next menu item, when you hit menu, it backs you up to the previous menu, so we went back to address. Next menu item, CHND. This is the channel modes. Now you have 3-channel mode, 4-channel mode, 7-channel mode, 24-channel mode, and 26-channel mode. You can look at this on the DMX chart of the light itself. But basically 3-channel mode, it's just red, green, and blue the whole bar. 4-channel mode, you've got a master dimmer, red, green, and blue for the whole bar again. 7-channel mode, dimmer, strobe, red, green, blue for the whole bar, and then you've got a whole bunch of pre-programmed shows and speed to control them. And then we've got 24-channel mode, which breaks the lights into each individual 8 sections, a red, a green, and a blue for each section. So times 8 would be 24. 3 times 8 is 24. And then finally, 26-channel mode, the same functions, but you also have master dimmer and strobe. So next item up from that is SLND, which stands for either master mode or slave mode. If you're in master mode, you can use the light in standalone mode and it'll act as a master to any other light you hook up to it as a slave. Or if you control other lights wirelessly through the DMX controller, you would set this to master and the other units in slave mode. If you're doing DMX, I would always set to slave, just in case your transmitter loses signal for a second, the light doesn't go into master mode and do its own thing. Slave, if it loses signal, it'll go dark, and it'll always stand by and wait to get a signal from the transmitter, so it won't be freaking out and doing its own thing when it's not getting a signal. SHND is where you get a lot of the built-in colors and shows. Well, actually, colors are a separate menu, but the built-in shows. So let's hit enter on that, and you'll see sound active mode, and it's reacting to the sound of my voice, so we've got the sensitivity set high on that. Show 1, and you'll see here that the light is doing various shows, and if you hit enter on a show, you'll see SP and then a number, and that's the speed, so you can set your speed. 8 would be the fastest, 1 would be the slowest. So let's set that at about 6. Enter to save it. Let's hit menu to back out of speed, go back to show 1, show 2, show 3, so on and so forth, all the way up to you have 8 different shows that are pre-programmed into this light. Next up is fade, and that's pretty self-explanatory. And if you hit enter to go into fade, you'll see SP6 or SP whatever number it's on. Again, that's your speed. So if I set it to 8, you can see here it's fading extremely fast. If I would do it to 1, the fades would happen very slowly. Hit mode button, enter to step back again to the fade. Sound active mode we've already covered, and we're back to show 1. So that's the SHND menu. Hit the menu button again to advance to the next menu item. It's color, C-O-L-O. Hit enter. And the first thing you may see is NANU. That's a manual color that you could set your own custom color. To access this, hit the enter button. Oops, I waited too long. You have to do it within like 10 to 12 seconds, otherwise it goes back to the previous mode it was in. Here we are, color. NANU, hit enter. And now you'll see R255. That's for the red LEDs. If I hit enter again, it's flashing now, and I can use the up or down arrow button keys. You see the reds just disappeared because I set red to 0. I'm going to put that back up to 255, which is the brightest setting. There we go. So you can adjust your reds, and when you get it, hit enter. Then hit the up arrow button, go to green, same thing, hit it again, it'll blink when it's blinking. You can change it. I'm going to turn it to 0, and you'll see those green LEDs, they just went off. And then finally, go up again, we got our blue LEDs, and the same thing. Once you're all set, enter. Now you've saved the custom color. Let's back out of that. We're still in the color mode. This is the first thing in color mode, which is NANU. Then we go to our actual colors. Color 1 being red, color 2 being like a yellow, green, and red, so on and so forth. And there are a total of 32 pre-stored colors in the unit. So you have a pretty wide color palette to choose from. So let's back out of that. So the next menu item after color is SENS, sense, and that stands for sensitivity. Now if you hit enter, I have this set at 100. This is for the sound sensitivity of the built-in microphone for when you're in sound active mode. 0 wouldn't be sensitive at all. You could scream and bang it all you want. I had 100. It's at its most sensitive. So as you saw, when I was talking before, the light was reacting very quickly to the sound that it was receiving. So we left off at sense, and then hit it again, test. This is where you can test all the colors. There's the reds, the greens, and the blues. Everything is working. And now it's going to do a little pattern chase here along the length of the bar. So that's your test mode. Hit enter again. U10, that's the version. It's really a V version of the software. So this is version 10 of the Power Ogre Bar 8. And then we're back to address. So now, let's control it via DMX. To do so, we are going to turn on our wireless DMX button located right here. And we're going to make sure that our indicator switch is selected for the color of our transmitter. Now my transmitter is set to color red, which is the first frequency on our scale. So let's see, we got green, blue, and there's red. Now this is going to start blinking red. The reason being, this particular light, what you have to do to get it into DMX mode, go to your address, hit enter, and now this should start picking up the transmitter, and there it goes. It's blinking green. So now we are being controlled via DMX, and it just flipped to a color because I have it set to all red. I have this light right now in 24 channel mode, and I don't know if you can see this. We'll pull out a little bit if you can see up on the screen here. I have all these segments of the light broken down. So let's say, for example, this is the last segment of the light over here, and it's red, green, blue. So this is channel 22. I'm going to bring the reds down, and you can see the reds just turned off. I'm going to go to the next section, and I'm going to turn them off. And I'm going to go to the next section, or I can stay on this section and bring the greens up, or I can bring the blues up. And if you use Freestyler or Sunlight Suite 2, we provide the profiles and the images for these up on our website, so you can install them into your software, and you'll be good to go. So that's a brief tutorial on the Power Ogre Bar 8. This is Mike from Lumin Lights. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us anytime. www.luminlights.com